Hello and welcome to the channel. The recent appointment of presiding officers is causing some ruckus in the National Assembly as winners and losers got into it at the Senate yesterday over the disbursement of a 500 billion naira fund. This is even as President Tinubu summoned the party's national chairman Abdullahi Adamu to Aso Rock after the party leader rejected the newly appointed presiding officers. Details coming up. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Senate rumbles as Akpabio stops Ndume's motion on skewed disbursement of 500 billion naira funds. Tempers flared yesterday on the floor of the Senate as lawmakers in the camp of the Senate President Godswill Akpabio clashed over a stepped-down motion bordering on the disbursement of 500 billion naira loan. The crisis pitted lawmakers that benefited from the recent announcement of principal officers by Akpabio against the losers. On Tuesday, Akpabio had released the list of principal officers with former governor of Sokoto State, Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, and former leader of the state, Ali Ndume, failing to clinch the two most coveted positions in the upper legislative chamber. Contrary to expectations, Ekiti Senator Bamidele Okpeyemi was named majority leader ahead of Ndume, who served as Akpabio's campaign director for Senate presidency, while Tambuwal lost out to Plateau North Senator Simon Wadkwan, who was announced as minority leader. At plenary yesterday, the bad blood generated by the development became obvious when Ndume got up to read the contents of his motion, which had been captured in the other paper titled Uneven Disbursement of Half a Trillion Naira Loan to 6 Geopolitical Zones by the Development Bank of Nigeria. While attempting to establish certain facts about the same motion he sponsored in the 9th Senate, Akpabio stepped in and stopped him. Infuriated, Ndume tried but without success to explain issues surrounding the motion in the 9th Senate. Instead, Solomon Adeola, who has been primed to head the Senate Committee on Appropriations, stepped in. Adeola told the Senate that Sani Musa headed the ad hoc committee in the 9th Senate and should be allowed to talk. He was permitted by Akpabio. While explaining his role in the saga, Musa accused Ndume of deliberately misleading the Senate, insisting that the final report was signed by Ndume and therefore he can't feign ignorance of what transpired. Thereafter, Akpabio, without further recourse to Ndume, ruled and suspended the consideration of the motion already captured in the day's order paper. An attempt by Ndume to reintroduce the motion was frustrated by Akpabio. Aliyu Wadada, a member of the Social Democratic Party SDP from Nasarawa State, protested and insisted on debating the motion. Again, Akpabio rolled him out of order and refused to allow any debate on the issue. An angry Ndume, unwilling to let go, lampooned Musa and accused him of peddling falsehood. Ndume said as an experienced senator, it was wrong for him to have been accused unfairly and insisted that the issues in the motion were too germane to be ignored. Again, Akpabio refused to allow a debate on the motion. The issues were still pending when the deputy leader of the Senate, David Umahi, who stood in for the Senate leader, Bamidele, moved to the next item in the order paper. According to the suspended motion, Ndume claimed that the annual integrated statutory report of the Development Bank obtained in July 2022 revealed that 483 billion naira was disbursed, but only 11% went to the entire 19 northern states, while only Lagos State got 47% of the entire funds. Ndume in the suspended motion said out of the funds, Southwest got a lion's share of 57%, which is estimated to be 274 billion naira. The South-South got 17%, 81 billion naira. FCT and North Central got 11%, 53 billion naira, while the Southeast got a paltry 9%, 43 billion naira. Northwest got 5%, 24 billion naira, and the Northeast got only 1%, 4 billion naira. Ndume had suggested that the Senate set up an ad hoc committee to carry out a holistic investigation into the matter and report back in 4 weeks for further legislative action. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu yesterday met with the chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC, Abdullahi Adamu, and the party secretary, Dr. Iyiola Omisore, at the presidential villa, Abuja. Adamu and Omisore arrived at Aso Rock a few minutes before 5 p.m. and were ushered into the president's office shortly afterwards. The meeting followed after the party distanced itself from the principal officers of the 10th National Assembly announced on Tuesday by President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, and Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, but they left the seat of power without speaking to the press. However, credible sources said the visit was not unconnected with the rumble over the selection of principal officers. It will be recalled that Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Speaker Tajuddin Abbas on Tuesday respectively announced the names of principal officers in both chambers of the National Assembly. However, shortly after the announcement, Adamu, in the company of some APC governors, after the party's National Working Committee NWC meeting, said they were not aware of the names announced as majority principal officers by the National Assembly leaders. I am just hearing as a rumor now from the online media that there have been some announcements in the Senate and House of Representatives. The national headquarters of the party, the NWC, has not given any such information or communicated about the choice of offices. And until we formally resolve and communicate with them, NASS leadership, in writing, which is the norm and practice, it is not our intention to break away from tradition. Whatever announcement is done either by the President of the Senate, Deputy Speaker, or Deputy Speaker is not from this Secretariat, Adamu had said. However, sources said Adamu and the APC leadership are fully aware of moves to name Okpeyemi Bamidele, David Umahi, Ali Ndume, and others as majority leaders of the National Assembly. It was gathered that the presidency and APC governors were also in support of the principal officers of the Senate and House of Representatives announced on Monday. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.